From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the morning news for October 21st, 2025. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Federal officials are in court in Chicago to take questions about the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in the region, which has produced more than 1,000 arrests, as well as complaints that agents are increasingly using combative tactics. The hearing comes a few days after a judge ordered uniformed immigration agents to wear body cameras, if available, and turn them on when engaged in arrests, frisks, and building searches, or when being deployed to protests. Each Border Patrol agent who is part of Operation Midway Blitz now has a body-worn camera, says Kyle Harvick, Deputy Incident Commander with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis last week said she was a little startled after seeing TV images of street confrontations that involved tear gas and other tactics during the immigration sweep. The longer we loiter on a scene and subjects come, the situation gets more and more dangerous, Harvick testified. In other news, an appeals court has put a hold on a lower court ruling that kept Trump from taking command of 200 Oregon National Guard troops. However, he is still barred from actually deploying those troops, at least for now. U.S. District Judge Karen Immergut issued 2 temporary restraining orders earlier this month, one that prohibited Trump from calling up the troops so he could send them to Portland, and another that prohibited him from sending any National Guard members to Oregon at all, after the president tried to evade the first order by sending California troops instead. The Justice Department appealed the first order, and in a 2-1 ruling, a panel from the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals sided with the administration. The majority said the president was likely to succeed on his claim that he had the authority to federalize the troops because he had shown he was unable to enforce the laws in Portland without them. However, Immergut's second order remains in effect, so no troops may immediately be deployed. President Donald Trump has pulled back on previous assertions that Ukraine could win back all the territory it lost to Russia. They could still win it, Trump said of Ukraine. I don't think they will. They could still win it. I never said they would not win it. I never said they would win it. Anything can happen. You know, war is a very strange thing. Trump on Friday called Kyiv and Moscow to stop where they are and end their brutal war, following a lengthy White House meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, another shift in his position on the war. After meeting with Zelensky in New York on the sidelines of the annual UN General Assembly last month, Trump even said he believed the Ukrainians could win back all the territory they had lost to Russia since Putin launched the February 2022 invasion. That was a dramatic shift for Trump, who during his 2024 and much of the early going of his presidency insisted that Kyiv would have to concede land lost to Russia to end the war. In other news, the White House has started demolishing part of the East Wing to build Trump's ballroom. The teardown started on Monday. The Washington Post was first to report on the demolition work, posting dramatic photos to its website of a backhoe ripping through the East Wing facade and windows and other parts of the building in tatters on the ground. Trump is adding a 90,000 square foot ballroom to the White House because he says the East Room is too small and he doesn't like holding events in tents on the South Lawn. The new ballroom, which is supposed to be completed before Trump's term ends, will accommodate 999 people, he said last week. Why not go for an even 1,000? And finally, Pennsylvania news. The Pennsylvania Insurance Department issued a notice over the weekend that COVID-19 and other vaccines are covered by state insurers through the end of 2026. The notice reaffirms Governor Josh Shapiro's executive order issued on October 1st, 2025 to safeguard access to vaccines across Pennsylvania amid confusion over coverage policies from the federal government. According to the PID, or Pennsylvania Insurance Department, the COVID-19 and other vaccines under the 2025-2026 calendar years should be covered at no cost to consumers, consistent with approved policy language, through at least December 31st, 2026. The notice emphasizes that there will be no extra fees or unnecessary hurdles. This is about keeping promises to Pennsylvanians, said Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner Michael Humphreys in a statement. Vaccines are one of the best ways to prevent serious illness, and we want every Pennsylvanian to have affordable, easy access to protect themselves and their families. And Humphreys said that if a health insurance plan says it covers vaccines, that coverage will remain in place at least through 2026, adding that it should be easy for you to get vaccinated. And that's the news at this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, Roku, Alexa, and on the PEP Radio page at paequality.com. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.